All right, look, we look like news reporters. This is awesome. Okay, these are our thoughts about the video about making the crooked straight. So after watching this video, that one of the first things that I noticed was that they mentioned that there are more Ethiopian doctors in the U.S. than there are in Ethiopia. So the whole, I guess, theme or premise of this story is that this white man, I didn't know where he was from.
I don't know
Did anyone
either.
mention?
No.
Some from somewhere, I'm guessing in the United States. He goes and he kind of gives up his life and his job and his home and his safe, like, secure place in a free country in the U.S. And he goes to Ethiopia and he is a doctor there, and he kind of just takes care. It just tells his life story about how he ends up adopting 18 children. He's not married, but he brings them into their home, into his home, and he takes care of them. These children all have different diseases. Um, they have lots of spinal issues and things, and he tries to get them medication and kind of a better way of life. He mentions a little boy, I don't know what his name is, but he has a severe spinal issue. And this little kid, he's a beggar and he pays 20 cents?
Mm-hmm.
20 cents to live on the floor of a video store, which I just find extremely, that's so sad.
Yeah.
To me, this poor little kid, and like black babies are my favorite. So, hey, how's it going, guys? I did. So, anyways, I just think that it's just scary to think. I don't know, like we're just so.
I just feel like so uneducated about it. Like I had no idea that there were doctors doing that, going over there and making such a difference. And so he made a point at the end that like maybe they need to do more teaching and more educating, and I feel like that'd be a good idea just because this is the first time I've heard of anything like this, and I didn't know that people here were able to like pay for surgeries or provide means for kids over there to get like health benefits. This is the first time I've ever heard of anything like that. So I don't know. I think more teaching would be a great idea.
I like what he said of how it's not just enough to cure somebody, and how like he's taken this action of bringing people into his house to like help them like after their surgeries and stuff, because you can't just like have a kid have a surgery and then throw them back out into the world. It's just not gonna. They're not gonna be able to function properly. Their surgery's not gonna be successful. So I like that.
Well, what is the saying? It's like if you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day, right? If you teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. So I think it's true. Just like that's what we've been saying. To educate somebody rather than just to cure them, but to kind of teach them about what's going on with their body, or how it's affecting them, just so that they're able to help themselves even after the doctors left. Because there's so many of those cases where these children are living by themselves and they don't know how to take care of themselves because they don't have parents, they don't have an older authority there to help them. So I think he, does a great service by bringing these children into his home, especially those lucky 18, that got to live with him. Those children started to lose hope, and I think that he finally kind of gave them just a new way of life, and it talked about how extremely blessed they felt to live with him.
Something that he said was like you can't always save them, but you can give them a chance and at least like try. And I'm actually a nursing major and I graduate this semester. So I've had a lot of like patient experience, and sometimes like your patients aren't going to make it, and all you can do is just be there for them and give them a chance. And I don't know, it really is something like he said. He just loves to make them smile, and that's like really one of the big things that he's over there for, is just to like make them happy and to, like at least give them a chance even if they're not going to make it. And people like healthcare here is super expensive, but like he said, if you like people here knew that you could provide the generic medications for people over there, it's really really cheap. And just like simple diabetes medications save people's lives over there, because like they don't, I mean, that Graves' disease that they were showing, all that is like a hormone imbalance, and it can be fixed with a pill. And people over there just don't know. So I think that was interesting.
Yeah, like how he said for just a couple dollars he was able to heal, like, or prevent blindness in so many people. Like, I don't think you realize just how cheap it is if we find the right ways to provide medical care for people around the world. Just all we have to do is look for it, which he has done.
That's so true. One of the other things I was going to mention, like what you were saying about, just giving them a hug and, giving them hope. Um, I think there can be a lot of healing done by just a simple smile or somebody, you know, saying hello. Um, these people in other countries, they don't have like mothers that nurture them. You know, we've talked in the CMAP that we're doing as well, that's along with this assignment, that these mothers, you know, don't name their children. First of all, when they're younger, you know, they don't breastfeed them, things like that, and they don't connect with these kids, and so it's hard to see when we're just so different. Like, it's just such a different lifestyle here. It's just really hard to understand how can you not be so attached to a child, and how do you not have the desire to nurture them. But you know, just the simple fact that he gave up a lot of his life, and maybe even some of his values, to go to, you know, this country, in order to help other people by doing simple things like, you know, just giving them hope.
He's so selfless. Like,
Yeah, I don't
he
know
said
if I'd
that
be able to
he'd
do
be
it.
worried about things, and then he'd take his little swimming time, and that's his only personal time. And after his swim, like, he realized the bigger picture, that it's not about him, and it's about like what he can do for other people. And I guess like that's really, really cool.
Sweet.
Yeah.